What's up in your dome? What's up in your dome?
Bring that shit in.
Hello and welcome to Digging in the Dome. I'm Chris. That guy is Ken or something.
Devin.
Devin. Yes, exactly. He's changing his name. It's Halloween.
Good evening.
Evil Kevin. What's spookier than Thursday the 13th?
Thursday the 3rd, Friday the 14th. Wasn't there a shitty like 80s comedy called Friday the 14th or Saturday the 14th or something like that?
Was it a comedy? I thought it was an attempt at a horror movie that ended up being funny because it was so bad.
Something like that.
It's pretty bad. But I do remember what you're talking about, and that was a thing that existed.
Yeah, it sure did.
Yeah, it was not good.
So it's the spooky Halloween season.
It is, man. It is time.
I found out something interesting.
You're gay. Oh, well. That's
listen, news. I don't want to hear that from you, Mr. AEW Daddy Ass, Scissor Me Daddy. I believe you were watching last night.
Did I fucking write it?
You called me gay.
You were the one that brought it up to me.
It's not my fault you watch gay shit.
I'm leaving.
But what I was going to say was, so I found out that apparently the Halloween stores, the Spirit Halloweens and whatnot, that a very popular costume, or one of the costumes are at least selling to the younger generation, is like a 90s person, like a 90s
guy.
Yeah, like a 90s.
Look,
yeah,
it's a
like
poorly made flannel. And
yeah, or like like Limp Bizkit-esque.
A terrible hat with a flat brim. Yeah, exactly. So here's a soul patch you can stick on yourself.
There's a real costume that they're selling. Is like basically like being a person from the 90s.
Basically our youth.
In the early, yes, exactly.
Yeah, great.
We're so old that we're a Halloween costume now.
That's great.
May as well be mummies.
Might as well be dumber. That's also a Halloween costume. Another Halloween costume I found out today was Barney.
Okay, well, he's been a.
But he's like making a resurgence because there's some kind of a documentary coming out about him.
I Love You, You Hate Me. That's what it's called.
One. Yep. Yeah. So
one time my dad dressed up. So my dad used to do like a little skit for his entrance to the Crash and Burn every year.
Yes.
And one year he rented a full-on Barney costume, but he put the pants on backwards and had the tail like coming out of the front.
So it looked like he had a giant dick? Yeah. That's a Stu move. Well done, Stu.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yes. Truly tasteless jokes at its finest.
For the love of Christ. So let's get through the easy stuff first.
Yes.
Sports is happening. Phillies are in the playoffs.
Yes, they are. Yep. Currently, as of this recording, they're in the playoffs.
That's a very good point.
It is Thursday, the 13th of October.
Ooh.
By the time we record again, that may not be true. By the time you hear this, it may not be true.
I hope you're wrong.
But I hope I'm wrong too.
I think that they're doing a fine job.
Yep. But this is the best time of year.
Everything's happening at the same time.
Hockey started today.
Yep.
Basketball starts next week. Playoff baseball is going on. We're a quarter of the way through the football season. The Steelers suck a million dicks.
Yeah, all of them.
They are. But hey, high draft pick. Yay. Go Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, Kenny's like, I'll throw some more interceptions for you.
At least they have some
they got
talent.
Something.
Yeah, they have young players.
Here's the thing about any sport team. Name one that has been good every single season.
They can't really.
You can't because they don't exist.
This is an individual sport. Team sport, no.
Team sports.
Really. That's why they call them dynasties when they're like good for like a couple of 4 or 5 years. Yeah,
like Patriots were a dynasty.
I mean, really, the Bulls, like the Michael Jordan era Bulls, were like were always good. Up until the time that they weren't, and now they've been bad ever since.
Yes, they have not gotten. And to the Phillies hadn't been in the playoffs for, I think we talked about it the last episode.
It was like 11 or 12 years. 11 years.
The ringing of the proverbial Philly bell was when Ryan Howard blew his leg out, and that was the end of that run.
And that's the end of that chapter. But not good. So sports is in full swing.
Yep.
Let's get the show on the road so I can go watch football.
Fair enough. We're gonna watch Carson Wentz throw 9 interceptions against the Bears.
Oh, I have to start him in one league this week.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, because all my quarterbacks got fucking hurt. I had Tua hurt.
Dead.
Dak
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
I
Trey
have
Lance?
I
He got real
Dak's
hurt.
backup Cooper Rush, who got me 4 points last week. So hell fucking no, I'm not doing that
At
again.
least Carson Wentz will throw for some yards. He'll
Yeah.
definitely be able to, like, I say
God.
that now. He's probably.
Oh, he's got like bicep tendonitis, they said, or something
Who?
like that.
Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
No, he's got interceptionitis.
God damn it.
Yeah, he's got, like, he
So
sucks.
I have to watch my inevitable failure.
All right, well.
So
Sorry for that. It's the one thing that I'm glad I didn't do this year, like, because
What, fantasy football?
because I'm just focused on the Eagles and
Right.
that's it. I love watching all like red zone and stuff like that. I'll still
What
watch all
about
that football.
Gambler? Is he still in the house?
Oh, Gambler's still there. Every once in a while, I'll throw a
I
couple.
call
of
him
shekels.
Gambler.
Yeah. He hasn't
So-
been very kind, but you know.
All right, moving
All right,
on.
so moving on, we're going to talk about headlines first.
Yes, do it.
Closer to your world, my friend. Take a little bit of time.
Hello, this is Dennis reporting again.
Okay, so headlines
Move
today.
closer to your world, my friend. I want to do like at least one episode out of 4 that we record to freshen up on Spout Off,
Oh,
because
yeah.
that
Oh,
was
God.
so
Yeah, dude.
much fucking fun,
Dude.
and it was so fucking funny. I will have the fucking Herald mailed
That's
to
what I
me
said.
on a monthly
What did I say to
basis.
you last time? I said the only publication I will get mailed to this house is the Cape May County Herald, because Spout Off is, dude. We could have talked about that. That could have been the entire
yeah.
episode.
Oh,
It could
yeah.
be the entire podcast. We could just read that.
Read him and Spout
We'll
Off.
read Spout Off. People are like, what the fuck is that all about? Dude, it's so funny because I got like a lot of messages from people and likes and stuff like from people that from our area because
Oh,
they were
yeah.
like, oh yeah, I remember that. I cut
Oh,
that
yeah.
just the Spout Off segment out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna post it on YouTube too because it is really fucking funny.
That's so
man.
fucking cool.
Goddamn
So
skunks.
now we're back to our
Regular schedule.
our stupid clickbait headlines.
Right, neither of which I clicked on.
Oh,
So
of
the first
course.
one was-
Man, I had to know about the second one. God
Elon,
damn it.
all right, so the first one was Elon Musk would dramatically change Twitter. Experts say, here's how. So we can
You flip it.
I'll flip
call
it.
it.
Call it.
Heads.
It is heads.
All right.
You may go.
I'll go first.
Go on now.
All right. So he will change Twitter to Tesla.
Yeah.
and blue check marks will be replaced by the Bitcoin logo.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Your Twitter is now powered only by batteries, not by gas. How exciting. And it will drive itself. It will type, it'll post for you.
Like, no, don't say that.
Yeah, exactly. Saying all kinds of weird shit. Oh, the algorithm said that you would say this. I like titties.
Yeah, it's like, I saw a whoa.
Whoa. Hey. Oh, man, you better have Tesla Blue. In that case, you can just delete that really quick.
I'm about to have Tesla canceled.
Oh, yeah. So mine was, my first one was by turning it off completely, just burning it to the fucking ground. Just like,
Oh,
you know what?
yeah.
I'm going to buy it and whoop.
Yep. I
No
wouldn't
more
be
of that.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually did that.
It wouldn't make a difference because someone would be like fucking, MySpace would 2.0 would come back and
My next one was he will turn it into strictly advertising for his new cologne, Musk's Musk.
oh God.
Which will be
Smelling of Ellen. Smelling of Ellen.
Ellen?
Elon, I guess.
Elon.
Yes. No, his name is
I am
pronounced-
Elon.
I am Elon. I had, you'll appreciate this one.
Okay.
By going old school, by going to print and turning Twitter into worldwide spout off.
Going to a paper medium from digital working backwards.
Twitter on the top. Twitter. Oh, great.
So Tesla headquarters will be on Mars.
All
and
right.
the only way to get there is via an electric monorail that has yet to be built, but is definitely coming soon, he swears.
I'm telling you.
Just like the LA
Oh,
tunnel.
the tunnel,
yeah.
the speed train or
Yeah,
whatever it is.
that has never been built and will never be built.
No, you think he's just fucking around, right?
So he's gonna have a monorail to space.
All right. So my
What's
last.
that?
What's that? What?
Monorail.
Monorail. What he said, the ring fell off my pudding can. Take my penknife, my good man. Lyle Landley. He's got some Lyle Landley energy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, so my
Do you have
last
any more?
one, I have one more.
All
By going on the offensive against cancel culture, by doxing anyone trying to cancel someone on some old shit, because he don't appreciate that. It's like
Going back
right, 'cause
in time.
His old pal Joe Rogan, when they fucking did the parade of N-bombs, like it was fucking LeVar Ball on Raw, like.
What the? Do you remember on in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? when at the end of the movie when they went back and found all the
All the
dudes
people,
and
and
said
they
shit
started
about them.
fucking them up.
Yeah, started beating
Yeah.
shit out of them.
Yes, I love it. All right, what about you? Got last one?
Yeah. So you're only considered verified if your rambling, insane tweets can directly impact the stock market.
Okay. All right.
I only verify the people that are
Yes.
like me.
Exactly. I like it. And he definitely has that kind of swag, man. Jesus Christ.
You only verify the people
There's
that
only going to be like 4 people verified.
like, only verify
Warren Buffett is verified. Great. I don't know if I want to be. All right. I did not click on this.
Okay.
So I don't know what he's doing.
What he's actually doing?
No
Who
clue.
knows?
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
It's probably not going to happen anyway, like that tunnel.
He
He
keeps
said he was
saying,
gonna
I'm
buy
buying
it like
I'm not
ages
buying it.
ago.
I'm buying it, but I'm not buying it.
I'm buying it. I'm not buying it. He's fucking with us.
Yes.
Stop fucking with us.
everybody.
Stop it,
Because he can.
Milan.
Because he's got $1 bajillion.
I guess he has nothing better to do than a troll, which is fine.
Yeah, and have kids named Zeebzorp.
Yeah. Why, man? Because Nick Cannon and him, like, he's gonna just fucking put like 9 consonants together. I can't pronounce that. Can you imagine you're at the DMV and you're like, God damn it. Did you like make a typo here? Is this your actual name? I don't believe that. Let me see your social security card. It's like XDZVA.
I'm just going to call you Xylophone.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck out here, Xylophone.
I'm going to call you X, like DMX. All right. The next headline, UFC Paris fighter out after toilet-related injury.
How could you not click on this?
I don't know.
I'm so mad.
It was because it was so long ago, I couldn't find it.
I have to look it up.
All right, you could look it up.
All right, so you can go first.
All right, so so my first one is he sneezed while he was taking a shit and shot his asshole inside out. So now when he farts, it's like one of those wacky waving inflatable guys in front of car dealerships. It's like, ah!
Because the whole colon's hanging
Yeah,
out.
all just hanging out like a fucking tail. Pink sock galore.
All right, I found out what it is.
All right, what is it?
Read
All right, we'll
afterwards.
figure it. Okay, you're next.
They call that the Taco Bell tap out.
Oh, Gordita's got me. God damn it. It's undefeated.
Yes, the Taco Bell tap out.
The chalupa is undefeated. All right, so
What else
mine
you
was he ate too many baguettes and it clogged up his shitter so much that he missed weight.
Because French.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you're 5 pounds over. God damn stupid baguettes.
So there was a version of Punch Out that came out on the Nintendo Wii.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really good. But like every one of the fighters was just like a horrible like stereotype of wherever they were from.
Fucking Don, Tony D'Angelo. Hey!
Well, yeah, I mean, you have like your Don Flamencos and stuff like that. But the French guy, I can't remember what his name was. When you did like the knockout, like the video, it was like baguettes were like flying as he was like going down. It's really fucking funny.
He just surrenders immediately. This is a French thing.
I'll send you the clip of it. You can pop it in.
I will
it's
absolutely
really
do
fucking
that.
funny. So I put that. This gives a whole new meaning to rear naked choke.
Oh my God.
Oh no! It's a rear naked choke.
Oh no!
My rear is naked.
And it's being
my
choked
butthole's being
by
choked.
a penis. That's not good.
Whoa! Why'd you go there?
I don't know. I thought that's what you meant.
No, not at all.
What's it being choked by?
Poop.
Oh.
He's pooping.
Oh, all right.
Curl the rear naked choke. Also called the figure fart leg lock.
Figure fart leg what? I like it.
Thanks.
So my last one was he got into an article.
He got an article.
He got an article and
spout
spout off. He's like, God damn it! I'm gonna write back to this person and see this in 2 to 3 weeks. He got into an altercation at someone who was taking a peek while he was standing next to a urinal.
Oh, yeah. Well, did he ask
Yeah,
him
the
about
old
this?
taparoo?
Did he ask you to stain out of his pants?
Yeah, exactly.
You know how to stain out of his pants?
He's like, what, motherfucker?
Yeah, exactly.
Next thing you know,
So
he's
you want to know
smashing
what
some.
actually happened?
Sure, go ahead.
So Christos Giagos was his name.
Christos Giagos.
He severed his pinky tendon on a piece of broken porcelain on a broken toilet.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Wait,
he went to pick the fucking lid up.
with his foot.
No, pinky tendon.
Oh, pinky. I thought you said pinky toe.
No, pinky tendon.
Oh, so he
the
went like this,
yeah,
and then it was like-
sliced him open.
Oh man, what was it like funny if like the person didn't want to fight him? He's like, I'm just stick this fucking sharp porcelain under the toilet that he likes.
Razor blades under the toilet seat.
So the fucking toilet shark from the 2 episodes or 3 episodes ago.
Yeah, came back for the Greenland shark came back for revenge.
I love it.
He was wrong. His family wronged the Greenland shark's family, so he remembered and came back.
Revenge.
Three movies later.
Revenge. It's another Sharknado thing.
That's
All right.
a Jaws 4 reference, by the way, in case you've never seen Jaws 4: The Revenge.
Yeah. It kind of
Apparently-
fell off the cliff.
Apparently, sharks remember when someone kills their family and come after them.
Right, exactly. It's like, again, like Max Cady in the jail. D, just doing fucking dips.
Oh my god!
Shark hanging underneath your car. Ah! All right, so we do the topic randomizer or the breakdown next?
Topic randomizer.
Topic randomizer.
Oh
It
boy.
is.
Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Step right up and play the game. Be a winner. Step right up for the greatest show in town.
So if you don't remember, we spun this 2 episodes ago, and it landed on check please.
Check, please.
Worst dates.
This is the worst dates. Yeah. So this
And
is.
I said at the time, I've had several bad dates.
Mhm.
I've also been a bad date before. So, there's always that, mostly due to alcohol.
Sure.
But I will flip for you, sir.
There you go.
You
Go ahead.
call it.
Oh well,
And-
that's not good.
And we'll see who goes first.
Tails. Oh, good lord.
It's heads.
All right. So you can
Um,
choose whether you go or I go.
Why don't you go first?
All right. I'm not happy about
Okay.
this at all.
Okay.
So this is again. It's been a while since I had the topic randomizer drum up memories that I thought I forgot.
Repressed memories.
Oh, fucking
I think we should
topic-
just call this.
Yeah,
it's
repressed
not
memories.
really-
What it is. Like, it's like, hey, ruin your remember painful things that
Yes.
happened to you in life. So there was this girl.
Yes.
I don't even know if you remember this person or not, but I got introduced to her through a good friend
Okay.
and a former roommate of ours, Angie.
Okay.
Now, this is when I was in my bowling shirt M&M hair phase. So, not great
Yes.
at all.
This was like full blown band phase.
This is full blown. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
South Philly, when we were living in South Philly.
that's correct.
Okay.
Yes. So this was also the phase because these two things, it's going to shock
Coincide.
you, go together like,
Yeah.
like peanut butter and jelly.
Like lamb and tuna fish?
No, I don't think so. This is the phase where I was doing,
It's a Big Daddy reference.
I know, I remember it. Doing the drug formerly known as ecstasy, now
Oh,
known
yeah.
as Molly, a lot.
Yes.
Like weekly.
Yeah.
So I had, my back sounded like someone was stepping on bubble wrap constantly, and I had very little, historically low serotonin. So anyway, this is a girl that I had met through again the
Right.
grapevine at Shampoo.
Right.
Very cute girl,
Yeah.
not hot, but
Right.
definitely cute.
Okay.
I believe her name was Jen. I think it was Jen, and it wasn't. If it wasn't something like that, it was like a generic name like Jill Jen. The J's sticking in my brain.
If you were grading her,
I was on a lot of drugs at the time.
if
so.
you're grading on her on the Cape May Courthouse scale.
Oh, she'd probably be. No, she was.
She was a Cape May Courthouse.
She was like a 9.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Cape
she
May
was-
Courthouse 9. All
Yeah,
right.
which I mean, everywhere else is like a 6. So, this is like the spectrum of scale.
Yes.
Like in LA, she's probably like a 3.
Right.
But anyway, so the issue was she had the personality of someone who was recently lobotomized or on a lot of prescription drugs
Right.
all the time.
Well, she probably was on a lot of prescription drugs all the time because you were on a lot of drugs all the time.
I was not on prescription drugs.
I didn't say
was
prescription
choosing.
drugs.
Fair enough. But and I've said this before, and I can reiterate this in my late teens to early 20s. My love life was like populated almost solely by
Right.
girls with bisexual tendencies that were absolutely batshit crazy.
Right.
Like it was just like those two things seemed to be connected at the hip for at least me.
Right.
So anyway, we go on a date or two, but I'm making like no headway with her.
Right.
Like I said, she's got like fucking cardboard personality. Like
Right.
we'd always do like a kiss at the end of the night,
Right.
but and a little bit of like heavy petting, but it never got me. Like clothes stayed on, like, and I usually awkwardly left trying to figure out what just happened. Like,
Right.
why does this not like feel like it's moving into, right? So one night we go out and I had made the decision. I had to go. I'm done. I gotta get out of this, right? So, I got tired of being like I felt like, do you remember the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix? It's the one where he falls in love with a computer, like an operating system.
No, I definitely did not see that.
Well, that's what it was. So this was me
The Elon
constantly.
Musk story.
Right, exactly. I love you, IBM. And I wasn't in love with her, like, far from it. Like, if I was making the movie out of my situation, it would be trying to convince the computer to stick my dick in it. You're like, can I put my penis in one of your ports?
Syntax error.
Yes, it's like it shuts down. I'm like, God damn it. But this night that I was going to like be like, we're done.
Right.
There was a glimmer of hope.
Right.
And so, you know, and it's just, of course, like a roll of the dice when these kinds of things happen. So she was actually grabbing my hand and smiling. And then we got done at the end of the night, we went back to her house. And finally, I'm making some headway with her, right? Not like headway.
Right.
That didn't happen. Like, clothes mostly off.
Right.
She has smoking body. Like, that was her, that was her number one positive trait.
Okay.
Everything else.
Right.
So but we didn't like do anything. It was like we did a lot of getting around to the bases, but I was out at third.
Right.
So again, I was leaving blue balled and frustrated, but I felt like, all right,
baby steps.
And then she said, before I leave, she goes, I have an important question to ask you.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, now we're getting somewhere. Maybe she's gonna be like, hey, maybe she's been hurt before.
Right.
She doesn't want to like just jump into bed with people, which I totally get, whatever. Instead, she grabbed both my hands and said, what are you doing tomorrow? And I said, I had no plans whatsoever. I said, I'm good. Whatever and she asked me, come back tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'm like, all right, whatever. No agenda, no plans. I'm like, all right, well, I buy condoms. Right. I fucking put on Drakkar because I was an asshole. My best bowling shirt, my nicest, shiniest ball necklace because I was a dick. Because I'm thinking like,
you weren't strictly made of bowling shirts. You did have a puffy vest or two.
All the accoutrements of a complete douche nozzle. That's what I was putting on to me. I'm like,
this was the Halloween costume I was talking about earlier.
Exactly.
Yes.
I look like the guy the guy that was trying to get laid from She's All That.
Yeah.
Fucking Jamie Kennedy when he's on there and he's like on the fucking bathroom, he's fucking the air. That was me.
You had goggles on?
No goggles. No stylish goggles. I did not. So
harkens back to a previous episode.
So
folks.
I come back like loaded for bed, ready to fucking roll.
Right.
I get there, I walk in.
Mm-hmm.
All around the apartment, there are boxes. So I wish I could say that this ended happily.
Please tell me she was like, I need you to help me move.
That's exactly what it was.
Oh, that's fucking... That's fucking fantastic.
So wait, this gets slightly worse because this is the end of the story. So the entire time, I'm doing 95% of the work. Boxes and trucks, I'm sweating.
Oh,
my
yes,
bowling shirt's ruined. My Drakkar is dripping all the way down my legs.
Well, she was probably like on fucking like 2 hits of acid. She's just staring into the cabinets.
She was like
looking to fucking Narnia.
I loaded her boxes up into the truck.
Right.
Shut it, right? And then I'm like, okay, well, at the very least, now we can I can take a shower, we can do things. She went right back to lobotomize mode.
Right.
Said goodbye. And I'm not fucking with you. That is the last time I ever saw her.
No.
She ghosted me.
Oh, wow.
After whole thing was like
a setup. The whole thing was just a setup.
She was like, oh, introduce me to that guy. He looks sturdy. He looks like he can carry a couple boxes, and he looks like a fucking asshole that will do anything for pussy. So guess what? I'm gonna get him to make me move. I'm gonna give him the glimmer of hope that possibly he's gonna get a piece of this, and then I'm gonna pull the rug out from under him and fucking move to Oklahoma or wherever the fuck she went. I hope she got hit by a bus.
Never to be seen again.
Don't know where she went. Don't have no idea. I'm just like, well, that's...
I have a follow-up question. How much guitar did you play for her?
I played no guitar for her.
Really? That
None.
was like big move for you back in the day.
Every time
bring the guitar over to the girl's house, but seal this deal.
But here's the thing: the few times we went out,
even bigger douche.
Exactly. We went out.
Yeah.
Right? She knew I played guitar. I think that she probably
saw us play
or something like that. Whatever. But
it was pretty much that.
I didn't bring her to. I never brought her. She would never came to a home game.
Right.
Would never come to our house.
Right.
I always went to her. We went out, and then I dropped her off, and that was that.
Right.
Until, of course, I moved her out of her apartment.
Until moving day.
Moving day. Less awkward kiss goodbye, and then check please. There you go. How shitty is that?
I thought you were gonna come back there and it was gonna be like she'd be like, oh, this is my boyfriend.
I mean, listen. If I found out that she had a boyfriend,
It would have made more sense.
It would have made plenty of sense. But instead, what she did was the longest con to get someone to help you move.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
It was hilarious.
Oh, dude, that's so good.
All right. Thank God that's over with. Now your turn.
So, I told a piece of this, a smidgen of this story on on one of our
previous
podcasts.
podcast?
Yeah, it was. I believe I just referenced it. So, in 2000, I've only been in the last 12, 13 years. I'd only been in like 2 serious relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that ended in 2011 with my ex who I dated for like 6 years. We had lived together.
Oh, you're coming out.
And we broke up. And I ended up moving out of my townhouse in Newtown and moving to Roxborough, Manioc.
The borough.
So, I was really busted up about it, and like I had gone through all the emotions, but I like really went to the gym, I got in shape, but at the same time then I was getting fucking catfished, which is a whole nother fucking story for another time.
We'll get there eventually.
I'm not telling that story. There's enough booze in the world for me to get to that story tonight.
I'm gonna hit Kevin with fucking ayahuasca. He's gonna be like,
but like I went through it, right?
Yes,
and
you were not in a good place.
I was in a rough time. So I like moved and I was like, I need to fucking start over, right? So I got a townhouse in Roxborough, Manioc. And you and I were like going out like in between band practices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because like I was a little bit, like this was 11 years ago. Mm-hmm. So, or 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
So 10 years ago. So 2012.
Yep.
And so, we're in our, mid 30s at that point.
Yep.
So even going to Manioc at that point, you felt old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, I remember we went
it's a very college-y town.
So we stopped at a,
for those that don't know,
we stopped at a bar on the way home from practice, and we were in Jersey practicing at Damien's house, our lead guitar player at the time. And we stopped at a bar on the way home, and it just happened to be like singles night there, but it was like the ass end of it.
Right.
And you're, mojo, normal shit. Got us talking to a couple girls at the bar, and the girl was like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I'm a musician, but I also work at this company, blah, blah, blah. I was like, "What do you?" She's like, "Oh, I'm a sophomore at, fucking Villanova." And I'm like, I'm like doing the math. I know, right?
Hey, what do you represent?
I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, these are like literally just like freshly 21. Mm-hmm. And I'm fucking 35. Like, I'm like, oh, no. And it was just bad. I'm like, I can't keep doing this like bar scene thing. It's fucking killing me.
Right.
So this is when like online dating was just starting to take off. I think this may have been pre-Tinder, actually.
What was that? What was it?
2012.
Was it OkCupid or something?
So it was like OkCupid, Match.com.
Match.com. That's the other one.
Right. It was OkCupid, Match.com, and then there was one other one. It was one, it was a lot of success on that one. It was one you had to like pay for.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, fuck that, I'm not paying. I'm like, so my buddy Mike had met his girlfriend on that one, whatever the pay one was.
Right.
So he's like, try out online dating. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a fucking shot.
Right.
So I go on Match, go on OkCupid, and I meet this girl, and she's relatively close by. She has dogs. She's cute.
Checking boxes.
She's short. She has a job. She like we get to talking. We're hitting it off. She likes kind of like the same music. So it's seem we have the back and forth. So we decide, all right, well, let's meet up. Right.
Sure.
So I don't know, like at the time. I mean, like I don't know the online dating thing is a whole new universe to me.
So you're going into this basically. This is your first date, ever on an online matching thing,
right? So I'm like, I'm like pull out all the stops, right?
Right.
So I'm like, do you want to meet me there? You want me to pick you up? Right. Like, what do you want to do? She's like, oh, I have to go to my. She's like, I have to go to my mom. She can pick me up at my mom's, and then we can go. Okay. I'm like, all right, pick her up at her mom's house. Mom's lives in Norristown.
Did you meet mom?
No. God, no. So thank God. So
By the way, just I don't know why I just thought about this, but do you remember the Simpsons episode? Well, I know why I thought about it because it is completely related to this. When Jasper was going on a date with I don't know if it was Selma or something like that, and he had a picture of himself with dark hair and a top hat. He came and he was all old.
Yeah. So I picked this girl up, right?
Yeah.
And does
she look like she's supposed to look?
Mostly.
What was not as advertised?
The face was, I would say, it looked like it had been weathered by drug use.
If you were going to put it on a Cape May courthouse scale,
okay, she was a body was a 10 for sure.
CM10, okay,
but like a 7, right? She had like I don't know how to describe the look of someone who just smoked a lot of cigarettes and did a lot of drugs.
Like dark eye,
like
things.
Definitely like and wrinkled.
She's been through it, like an old sea captain.
So exactly, she's a bit haggard. So I pick her up, nice enough. We're talking on the way there, and she's got lots of tattoos, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, which is fine with me. I have tattoos,
sure.
So, and I'm attracted to women that have tattoos. So I'm like, all right, this is great. So I take her to one of the nicest sushi restaurants in the
was it
western
Manioc?
Suburbs. So it was in Berwyn.
Oh, all right.
And
I know exactly what you're talking about. What's that place? I know the name.
Nectar.
Nectar.
Yeah,
that place is
fucking Nectar. So
that's expensive and it's banging.
Yeah, so you go in there and like the parking lot is like Ferrari. It's like mainline Philadelphia.
Yeah, this is
There's like Ferraris and fucking.
Kev was not fucking around.
Yeah, so I'm like, I pull out all the stops, right? So she's in leggings, first of all, like.
Oh no.
And like a fucking just like a kind of like a nicer kind of tank top,
right?
But like,
comparatively
not looking mainline at all,
no.
Right? So we sit down, we get to talking, and then she's like, "This is so nice," like she's like taking pictures of her food and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out that she was a contestant on the reality show Rock of Love.
Yes.
Now, for those of you who don't know she was a dancer. So Rock of Love was a reality show.
It's on VH1.
I don't remember what channel it was on.
Pretty sure VH1.
So it was a show to set up the lead singer of Poison, Shawn Michaels.
I'm just a sexy boy.
Brett Michaels, excuse me. The lead singer of Poison, Brett Michaels, with a girl. Now, this show was one of the most rotten fucking. They degraded these women.
Yes,
right. It was probably
good.
It was one of the it was awful.
It was VH1.
It was fucked up. The show. There's actually a guy called the Punk Rock MBA on YouTube. Check out his episode that goes back and looks at Rock of Love and how fucking shitty it was, and what a piece.
By the way, this lasted for 3 seasons.
Yeah, so she didn't make it to like the televised part.
Mm-hmm.
She was in like the beginning part,
in the early
right. So she was in the mix, but she didn't make it to like the final fucking 10 or whatever that were on the actual show itself.
Right.
So she was a contestant, but not on the TV show. Anyway,
they give her like a mug.
This explains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That she didn't make the final cut.
Okay? I see.
So she's telling me about her, experience there and how she was a dancer and she wanted to be like in this like kind of like the groupie kind of scene.
So she
right?
wanted to be I'm gonna follow the band,
right?
person,
but she also wanted to be like
she
wanted to be like a backup dancer or whatever, like cage dancer or whatever they fucking call it. So
cage fighter.
Okay, so she had she was like, I have his autograph tattooed on my side. So poor choice, right? Brett Michaels' autograph, like so. Anyone's autograph, really.
Someone in 3 years. Wait, 3 months is gonna be like, who's Brett Michaels? Like,
yeah,
like who the fuck is that? Like most people
and it probably
don't know.
can't even read it. It's like Brett
Yeah.
Symington.
Yeah.
It's like
who's Bart Millix?
so I'm like, all right, well, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
And we all have bad tattoos.
Yeah.
So I notice that now we're having drinks.
So wait, how
Things are progressing.
Slow down for a second. How deep into the date is this part of it? So have you eaten your sushi yet?
No, we're eating.
You're
We're
in the
eating, we're having
process of eating your
drinks. Yeah,
sushi?
it's on the table.
Fair enough.
We're hanging
Okay.
out.
So you're
we're
eating dinner.
talking.
You're in the
we're
middle of
eating.
it.
We're
Okay.
talking, and she's telling me all about this. And so she has tattoos everywhere on her hands, stuff like that. And she's just telling me like she's getting like more and more drinks in her, and she's getting a lot more freer with her thoughts and and stuff.
You know what's awesome at a really classy joint? When your date that you met for the first time in leggings and a classy tank top is getting hammered
on fucking martinis.
on martinis, because
So-
that usually ends well.
So she is like telling me like, she's like, I like to get fucking stoned, and I like to go to fucking strip clubs, and
All right.
she's like, she's getting a little more free with her, feelings and
Right.
and what she's willing to share, right?
All right.
So
You gotta learn. When you're starting to meet somebody, you have to learn about them.
so she's like, yeah, I get a little crazy sometimes, She's like, I have one tattoo that she's like, I just got stoned, and I thought it would be cool, so I got it. And she pulls down her bottom lip, and it says "whore" is tattooed on her bottom lip.
You know
When she
what's-
pulls it down,
Uh-huh.
inside of her bottom lip is "whore."
So the interesting thing about that is this. I mean, besides the fact,
It gets worse.
but hold on. I just want to think about you. All right. So let's just say that the next parts of this, because I already know the story,
Right.
didn't happen.
Right.
Right. And or didn't exist.
Right.
And you end up somehow liking this girl.
Right.
Not likely, but let's just say
Right.
in the multiverse it happened.
Well, I mean, the things are, I'm like, we're both drinking, and she's like,
Yeah.
I like to fuck, and I like to do drugs. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, me too.
Yeah, like-
you know what I mean? Like, all right, we're moving
Simpatico.
somewhere.
You and me,
then,
kid.
And then I have a tattoo that says "whore" on my bottom lip. I'm like,
Right. Now, so let's
probably-
if Kevin was able to somehow look past that, and then
Yes.
he got further along
Yes.
in life, because I know your parents are lovely people, but I just imagine like one day where she's just laughing really, really. Do you have a tattoo there? And she'd be like, fuck.
Oh,
And you'd be like, oh, fuck.
sidebar, do you remember when my dad found out about my tongue ring?
No.
So we were in the car going to a Phillies game.
Oh, wait.
And you were riding shotgun, which is when my dad had the Ford like super high
I
out
do
with the
remember this now.
So, and I was in the back seat with I can't remember who was in the back seat with,
But you-
we were all fucking around.
Yeah, yes.
And I laughed, and my
And they
dad saw my
your-
fucking tongue
right,
ring in
he's
the
like-
rearview
and he
mirror.
goes,
He's like,
Yo, I thought we were getting into an accident. Stu was pissed.
fucking
He was
pissed.
so hot under the collar, man.
He was
He's like, no fucking tongue ring. He was furious.
Anyway, back to the girl
Anyway,
who
yeah,
wore
no,
a
sorry.
tattoo on her lip.
That was very
back
funny,
to
though.
other poor decisions. So I'm like, all right, man. I mean, this is clearly advertising that I should not fuck this girl, right?
Right.
But
I mean, it'd be worse if it said like AIDS or herpes underneath there, but
I mean,
whore's not great.
I mean,
to be
it's
honest with you.
starting down that road, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, it's everything else has been fine,
Mhm.
right? So we continue on with the conversation, and I'm asking her about her other tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's got tattoos like everywhere.
Right.
So I'm like, you have on the inside of your like pointer finger, you have a square, like a small square, like right here.
Like a black
I'm
box.
like, what's that about? And she's like, kind of like looks around at the restaurant.
That's never good.
And then she goes, boop, and puts it up to her lip like this.
A Hitler mustache.
Yeah.
She followed up whore with a Hitler mustache? That's never
I
good.
am not fucking
Oh,
kidding.
man. Check,
I'm like-
please. Hey.
Listen,
Hey. Hello.
And
I'm
in
gonna
my
wrap this thing
head,
up.
I went, I spent $150 on this meal.
Yeah, you started calculating. You're like, this is. I was already out. I was very close
I was close to being out on horror.
Yeah, but then the Hitler mustache seals the deal. So
listen,
you like?
I mean, I'm immediately out, right? I'm out. At that point in my head, I know I'm out. Now I picked her up, which means I have to drive her home.
Her off.
We're not done yet. So I'm like,
you're in mid sushi when this fucking Hitler mustache busts out.
Imagine if I like dated this girl, like bringing her around. So I'll continue on before I get to that point. So I'm like, wow, really? Hitler mustache? And she's laughing. She thinks it's fucking funny, right? And I'm like, are you like, is that like how you...
Are you like a Nazi?
Right? Like, and she's like, no, I just thought it would be funny and you know, like I just like think it's fucked, like there's a fucking horror on her bottom lip, right? So I'm like,
she's making poor decisions.
I'm like asking her like more, like I want to need more information. She's like, I just don't think that black people and white people should date. And I'm like,
well, okie dokie.
Now you have to realize that the drummer in our band, one of our best friends, is a black guy.
Black is night. Not light black. Very black. Yeah.
I believe, I think it was it Damon Wayans that was talking about like the kid in the play that was so black that he was like, that's my baby Nightfall. So the kid was nighttime in the play. Was that Damon Wayans? Like, that's my baby Nightfall. So, but his wife is white, or his ex-wife now, but his wife at the time was white. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't bring this girl to like fucking gigs and shit. Like, she's gonna fucking burn the fucking
listen,
down.
Kevin was definitely on the teetering on the like, if there was a battery life of the possibility of relationship, at Whore Lip, it was like
already
8%.
Yeah.
And then when the Hitler mustache bucket, it went all the way down to 0. And then when she was like,
she just kept talking. And I'm like, bro.
She's like, have you ever seen American History X? First half of that movie rules.
We gotta get the fuck out of here. So I'm like, so I close the check. Like I said, $150 fucking sushi meal at a fancy restaurant with this fucking lunatic that was on Rock of Love and didn't make the cut. Gee, I can't imagine why.
I know. They said, hey, what's that box? They're like, hey, look.
Go watch Rock of Love. And this girl didn't make the fucking cut. That says a lot. So I get in the car and she's like trying to get me to take her back to my place. And I'm like,
so she wants to go and
oh
she wants to fuck.
Man, she's ready to go. And I'm like, she's like, I have piercings too. You know, like I have like my nipples are pierced, and she's like, I have other piercings other places too. If you want to like, you
check
know,
them out.
Yeah. And I'm like,
she's like, how do you feel about having German fight music played in the background while I'm getting rogered by you? Like, I don't like this at all.
There's fucking shit on my chest or something.
Exactly.
So scheiße.
Yeah. If I goose step in your window, do you think you'll get in trouble?
So I'm like, I don't want you knowing where I live. Fuck that. So I'm like, you know, I was like, I got practice in the morning. I meet something up. I'm like, I got to drop you off at your fucking mom's house in Norristown. So I get back and she was like, I drop her and she wants to like make out with me like in the drive. Like she's like trying to like climb into my lap in my car.
No.
And I'm like, bro, you gotta go. I was like, I can't. I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Right.
Please get out of my car, you Nazi.
There's a fire.
Yeah. You're like, my penis. I don't know what happened to it, but it's gone now. I'm a woman. Please leave.
I'm a eunuch.
I just realized I was gay. Please get out of my house. Get out of my car.
Yes. So, out of my dreams and out of my car. The anti-Billy Ocean.
Yes.
So she leaves and she's like texting me, and she's like
right after that.
Oh yeah. She's like, I had such a great time. I really want to see you again and stuff like that. And I was just like, I am never talking to you again, you racist piece of shit. Please don't fucking call me ever. Ever.
Delete.
I'm like, and so I like regale my friend Mike with this story. One, because he's a huge Bret Michaels fan. And he thought that was fucking fantastic because he loves Poison. And secondly, he's like, you took her where? And I'm like, I thought that's what you were supposed to do. He's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, no, you take her like fucking just go get drinks
her
somewhere.
burger,
Yes,
if anything.
just go grab a couple drinks and get
fare.
to know each other.
You're bringing her to Peter Luger's and like,
I
let me buy you a $9,000 steak. You're an asshole.
I didn't know what the fuck.
Well,
I didn't know what the etiquette was.
Dude, so look, here's the lesson to be learned for all you young people. Or old people, or whoever's going back on the market at
And
some
I was
point.
like ready to I was like, fuck this shit. This online dating shit sucks dicks. I'm a bunch of fucking lunatics on this app.
There's a bunch of fucking assholes in here. So the moral of the story. We'll wrap up topic randomizer and then we'll spin the goddamn wheel again.
Right.
But the morals of the story are, if someone has no personality,
right.
literally like brick level, because
right.
we had two different experiences.
Yeah.
The person that you dated once had a lot of personality.
Yeah.
Those personality traits, not great.
Good ones.
So do your research.
Yeah.
I would say that's like definitely part of it. Check lips for whore tattoos.
Yes, absolutely.
And there's a little black box in their finger.
Yeah.
Run for Z Hills.
Yeah, that's not ink that she got on her hand from fucking signing
that
checks at work.
line, no bueno. Make sure that you understand the process. Do research on the process of going and doing like. So I think now, because we've evolved, if you went on a Bumble date or something like that,
right.
or whatever other apps there are,
right.
It's like a little bit more. I think the process is a little bit more refined. They're like, look, there are certain apps that I believe are just for
dating.
Yeah.
But there's ones that, like, you're trying to find the person you want to marry.
Well, that's again, like,
right.
I think OkCupid or like Match.com are probably
and then there's
still
other ones that are like, I want to fucking come on your face.
Exactly. So like, at least there's
Me too.
at least a clear delineation, right? So you can say like, this is not going to go anywhere,
Right.
So like, so on the one side, do your research, and on my side, like, don't get tricked into moving somebody, like that's, and then not get anything out of it.
And don't fucking get into American History X.
No.
Part 2.
Please don't.
Check
All right,
for Hitler mustache.
Let's see what the topic.
God damn, that was I when that happened. Holy shit! I thought it couldn't get worse than Rock of Love. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, you were incorrect, sir.
Spin the black circle.
Oh my god.
Good song, by the way.
Topic randomizer. Let's spin the wheel. I'm a wheel watcher.
Spiconi. What's Spiconi?
What? Why is it now? Oh, yeah, because we haven't spun it in a while. It's got to reload. Loading.
Retool. I'll retool you.
All right, here we go.
All right, fucking hit it.
Yeah, I'm hitting it. Come on.
Oh, jeez, got it.
Fucking Christ on the pony.
Yes, I agree to give you my information.
Yes. It's like, do you want me to track you? I really don't. All right, ready?
Yeah, hit it. Oh my God, is it gonna stop? We're back. Oh, man.
The conspiracy theories have returned. What horrible fate will we have to...
And we're going to do the same thing again where we pick for each other, yeah.
I'm going to find something terrible for you. Fucking flat earth, you cocksucker.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we're going to hear from our friends at Slack Tide, who I believe just got passed for their inspection since my dad wasn't a cunt. Thanks, Mike. And we'll hear from them, and we'll be back in a minute. Do you like beer? Of course you do, but not any beer will do. Absolutely not. The Dome Pieces are people of discerning taste that require a delicious craft beer to celebrate the joys of life or wash away the workday. Well, Slack Tide Brewing has just the tasty cold adult beverage you desire. Slack Tide Brewing was founded in 2015 by Jason and Ted Campbell, two brothers raised in Cape May County, New Jersey, where your delightful hosts also happen to be from. And their philosophy is simple: create a diverse, high-quality line of beers made with all-natural ingredients, sourced locally whenever possible. And to make Slack Tide Brewing a destination in Cape May County where locals feel at home and visitors look forward to returning. Their beers have won multiple awards from the New York International Beer Competition, Philadelphia Brewvitational, GIBC MSC, and the Great American Beer Festival, just to name a few. Not only are their beers available in bars, restaurants, and distributors all across the great state of New Jersey, their beers are now available in the state of Pennsylvania. If you don't see it at your local watering hole, grocery store, or beer distributor, you need to spread the word and tell them that they need to ride the tide. Slack Tide Brewing is currently located at 1072 Route 83 in Claremont, New Jersey, but will soon be breaking ground on a new 9,000 square foot facility on Route 9 in Swainton, New Jersey. Check out their website, slacktide.brewingco, that's co.com, and their Facebook and Instagram pages, Slack Tide Beer, for merchandise, current availability, and upcoming releases. And please, make sure to tell them that Digging in the Dome sent you. Slack Tide Brewing. Ride the tide. Must be 21 or older to drink. Please drink responsibly. All right.
Shut your mouth.
All right, we're back. So
Chris is unprepared.
I'm not unprepared. It's not true.
It's very true.
That's a lie. That was a lie. All right, I'm going to try to do this and see if it works. If it doesn't work, I don't know what to tell you.
Yep. Chris is unprepared.
Anyway, so here's what I would say. So the first of all,
I don't know what this is.
I took a break. I went downstairs to get a drink, and my wife, who I love
My wife.
so much, just celebrated our 18th year wedding anniversary.
18 years you guys have been married?
18 years.
Holy shit. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was the 18th year, because every year has like some kind of a weird, like, you should get her something made of paper, or
right,
like,
yeah,
you know,
or fucking wood, or
yeah.
you know,
this year was
fucking
porcelain, so I got a new toilet.
Don't slice your pinky on it.
Oh, I'll try not to. Toilets are very dangerous, as we learned from the headlines.
Talk about tap out.
So, she's like, "Oh my god, I just found this crazy picture like from a while ago." I'm like, "Oh, like what?" I'm like, "Okay," like, because I'm
thinking it's like going to be like a picture of you guys from like
I legitimately thought it was going to be like a picture of you, because we were just talking, because I mean, regardless of the fact that she's never watched a single episode of this podcast, which is fine,
or listened,
watched, listened, she's heard it
cared
through the wall, cared definitely not, but she's never like sat down and enjoyed this, but she does hear us,
right?
So I figured like she might have heard that we were talking about like the past, or something like that. And she was like, I'll look at this picture of you with your stupid bowling shirt and your blonde hair.
Right.
No.
Right.
She's like, hey, remember that time I opened up my toe at the Bruno Mars concert? And then she's like, look. And I was like, why are you showing me this?
Her sliced open tendons.
Dude, she loves showing me injury pictures. Like, hey, look at my bone sticking out of my fucking arm. I'm like, why are you doing this to me? It's kind of not cool.
It's definitely not cool.
No. Okay. So I am going to do this. I should be able to do that and this.
This is captivating audio right here.
Shut your fucking I'll
recap you. So
shut your fucking face. All right.
So for the listenings, for the people
for the listenings,
yeah, for the listenings, for the people that are listening, Chris did not prepare himself for some reason, even though he knew I was coming over. So he's searching frantically on his
okay, here we go.
Laptop.
Right. There we go. So let's make sure that nothing is happening with the audio this time.
Is that somebody wearing a
just hold on.
Overalls that say Nathan on?
We'll get there. So let me give you what's going on here. So it's no secret. You and I, we love sports.
Yes.
But there is an order to the obsessiveness around them, I think.
Right.
Like, so based on our own preferences. So while I love watching football a lot, I'm not obsessed, right?
Right.
With college football. I like regular NFL football.
Right.
But college football, like, I enjoy it when I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like I have like a particular team that I'm like, I love that team so much. Like, you have like Pitt because you're like from the, like, you have the
Pittsburgh
area
connections
and stuff like that. Like, We have a lot of people in this area that love Penn State. Like people, for whatever reason, like certain
Teams
like Alabama, Notre Dame,
Right.
whatever, right? So, like with all, at least for me, I don't know if you're the same way, but like with all like sports obsessed things, like when the Eagles are on, I wear my Jalen
Eagles
Hurts
gear, right, yeah.
jersey and I sit in the same seat.
Right.
And like I obviously I know it's not like fucking magic, right?
Right.
Obviously, like I'm not an idiot. I'm a rational human being, but what I'm trying to do is to like maintain some like similar consistent energy going.
Right.
So if things are going well, they'll hopefully continue to go well. So yeah, I guess it's kind of like magic. But
yeah,
like
the sports conspiracy theory, for lack of a better term, that somehow in
Yes.
some way that if you're not engaged in the same spot at the same time, where the same
something
thing,
bad's gonna happen,
right,
and then
it's
you
gonna
know,
be your fault.
It's gonna be your fault.
Right.
Exactly right. So college football fans, especially ones on campus, can get pretty weird.
Yes.
And one of the weirdest is the Texas A&M Aggies.
Okay.
What's an Aggie?
Fuck if I know.
I can tell you. In the early 1900s, Texas A&M students were referred to as farmers. The term Aggie was being used in 1920, and then in 1949, the yearbook name, the name of their yearbook, changed from Longhorn to Aggieland, and that became the official student body nickname. So it's like the Texas A&M yearbooks, I guess. I have no fucking
That's
idea.
short for like agriculture or something like that.
Yeah. So once you see
Anyway,
this video, you're gonna understand like so they have this tradition called Midnight Yell.
Okay.
It's stupid.
Okay.
And really weird.
Yeah.
Which you're about to experience,
Yeah, a lot
right?
of college football teams have a bunch of weird fucking traditions and
But
shit
see,
like
they have
that.
this thing that's called like the 12th man. It's a group of dudes, definitely like fratty bro
Right.
dudes who dress up in
I
overalls.
already see a guy with overalls that say Nathan on them.
Right.
So I immediately hate him.
And they've got, well, it's not just Nathan. Nathan's got a nickname above that on his overalls.
Oh, he does now.
You'll see. So this is a breakdown of highlights
Uh-huh.
of the Midnight Yell that just recently happened
Okay.
as the Texas A&M Aggies yearbooks were about to play the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go.
What is happening? Is he having a seizure? Someone should help him.
No.
I don't understand. Howdy, Nathan. I don't.
All right, so
Is he doing like miniature push-ups?
okay, so
I'm so confused already. What was happening there?
that guy was sucking the ground's dick.
I don't know.
He was like aggressively like
It looked like he was doing the world's smallest push-ups
yes.
while 3 other dudes watched him. One of them who was wearing overalls that said "Howdy, Nathan."
I think that we can agree that this is really fucking weird.
Yeah,
like that's fucking odd.
Like if I walked by that and I would keep walking, I'd be like, all
I'd
right,
be
I
like,
don't
all
need
right,
to.
somebody, a mentally ill person is trying to fillet the ground.
This man is having a seizure.
Exactly.
Let's go.
All right, we'll keep on moving here
Yeah.
because he's continuing. Apparently, the dick did not pop because he's continuing to suck
Hold
it.
on. Nathan, Zach, and Kip.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait. Howdy, Nathan.
Yeah.
12th man Zach and good bull Kip.
Oh, man.
So if you're looking for a bull to service your wife, Kip is the man to see, apparently. This dude continues to suck the dick of the ground.
I don't know what's happening. I really want to know. Is he doing push-ups? Like,
Listen, I wish I could
and
give you
why are those 3 dudes just like hanging out, watching?
I don't
Okay.
know.
And that guy now, there's a new guy.
Okay.
Wrecking Crew Trevor is in the house.
Oh, yeah. That's the guy that was sucking the ground's dick.
Oh, okay.
Wrecking Crew Trevor was doing many push-ups.
He's wrecking
or
the
sucking
crew.
the ground's dick.
Okay.
All right. So all right, here we go.
Now, tomorrow, our fight Texas Aggies take on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Okay. So what the fuck was that?
I don't know, man. Listen.
What was that? Like they're doing walk
Right.
like the Egyptian arms over their head, like
So,
this.
yes.
And then they were like
All right.
You've heard of the thing like the term boo hiss, right?
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever heard a crowd actually hiss?
No. So
You have now?
I want you to check yourself a little bit
Okay.
because both of us were in fraternities in college. And we both did some things, I'm sure, in those fraternities that we would look back on and scoff at ourselves for doing.
There is a major difference here. The major difference is this.
Neither of us went to Division I fucking football schools.
There are two major differences here. That was one of them.
Yeah.
The second one was when you're doing all that weird fraternity shit, it's in the basement of a shitty frat house where no one's recording it.
Right.
No one's got cameras.
Well,
this is on YouTube.
we
This
were
is
also-
all over the fucking place.
We also went to college in 1995, so the internet barely existed.
I know, but do you think, like,
Not
I think
everybody
that
had
we
a
would
phone.
see, I would challenge you with this. I don't disagree with you 100%.
Right.
A bit. What I would say is this. If I saw a gaggle of fraternity level
Right.
weird videos floating out there,
Right.
because usually fraternities are like trying to keep that shit under. They don't want to see people doing the fucking ookie cookie or the elephant walk. They don't want to out themselves like I did that too. So they keep that shit under wraps. These people are doing it in public in front of a fucking Chewy's, whatever Chewy's is. I think it's like a Mexican restaurant.
Chulies?
Yeah.
Chulies gum? All right, but continue. I just wanted you to tone down your offensiveness at these poor frat boys.
What I don't understand is that these guys are like, and they're fighting. They're going against Alabama, the Texas A&M or the Aggies or the yearbooks. They're not snakes. Why are they hissing?
I don't know. All I know is we're not a part of whatever group, whatever cult this is, so we don't know exactly
This is
what we're
some
looking
weird
at.
shit.
Yeah.
All right.
So I don't know what the mini push-ups were.
So my question is, what the heck is a crimson tide?
What the heck is an Aggie?
Is it a wave? Is it that silly elephant that they have walking around? Honestly, it doesn't matter because tomorrow our boys are going to get back on track.
Are they in front of like an elementary school classroom? What was
No,
the
that's-
background?
That's a restaurant.
Okay.
So, and I'm sure there's people dining in there like, I don't want to hear from fucking 12th man, whatever his name is, and fucking the
Howdy
bull hip.
Nathan.
Howdy Nathan. This is bullshit. I'm trying to eat my fucking burrito and these assholes are fucking traipsing around.
Howdy
But
Nathan.
but he's like, so they're like, okay, what is a crimson tide? I'm not an oceanographer, but a tide is a wave. A crimson is a red.
Isn't that what they call like a girl when she's on her period? She's got like
Yeah,
the
it's got
crimson
crimson
tide.
tide. Yeah, it's the fucking Alabama periods. But why would you say it's like an what is it? The elephant?
That's her mascot. It's an elephant.
I know, but why would you say a crimson tide? Like, oh, is crimson tide their elephant? Why would it be their elephant? How does it make any sense?
His name's Crimson Tide.
That's the fucking. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself. All right,
So
these guys stink.
all right, continue
We
on.
have a lot of football left this season.
Good news.
We're gonna have all the opportunity to right the ship. Same opportunity that we had last year. So let's make sure to get out there. All right.
Okay, now
So
I don't hate that clip.
okay,
It should have stopped right there.
Right.
That should have been it.
Right.
Then like yeah.
right, and then
Like
you play
everyone
the
fucking
theme
marches
song.
off.
And everybody, yeah. All right,
We are not anywhere near done.
Okay.
This is so bad.
all right. We got to prepare to fast forward.
Oh no.
So are these guys like self-proclaimed cheerleaders?
What in the fuck was that? So they did.
A choreographed dance. But the
So
other
they
guy
did like some like weird like they weren't spelling Aggies because I don't think that you can actually physically do that. They
didn't
were,
look like it.
they were doing like this, and then they did like a little fairy dance, and they spun around, and then they got on the ground with the fucking like they were being arrested, and then they got up and they were like, "Whoa!" Like they were doing a half a Humpty dance. What the fuck, man? And then all these people around
Know
are
what's
like,
going on, and they're all participating.
This is like, do you? What's the name of the Transamerica? You know Transamerica?
Yeah, of course.
So Transamerica apparently has a very like cult-like following.
Right.
This is like it's like the pyramid, like fucking weird. Like this is like the
This is
weird.
fucking essential oils.
This is fucked up. It gets.
At every Alabama degree. We'll work for food. Man. I got a story for you, Ags.
Okay.
That may as well have been a different language.
Like Mandarin Chinese. So first of all,
I am
What he just did.
Well, he made a very poor joke about
the
back of an Alabama degree, World War food, like, oh, they're homeless because they have a degree from Alabama.
Yes, and then he did the top that move a couple of times.
I don't know.
He's top thatting, but very short top that. So he was like A-O.
And then his army fucking calling, like,
yeah, and he's like, so he's trying to get everyone fired up. But the important thing that is, like, because this is now moved past, we could have stopped at the, all right, guys, let's go. Nope, because we had to dance weirdly.
Yeah.
And then we had to do, we have to do some kind of a weird, like, top that thing with the AO army. And then he's like, I've got a story for you.
Okay.
Story's fantastic, by the way. You're going to love it.
I bet it's not.
Well, one day, there was this useless, hanky-panky, no good Alabama fan, and he was
Uh-oh.
Alabama fan.
Oh boy. So what is now happening?
Trevor forgot his lines.
Trevor
Wrecking Crew Trevor.
You know what? Trevor was doing keg stands instead of rehearsing this very long story. So instead of knowing what he's about to say next, he's like, Alabama fam who
Wrecking Crew Trevor's got a couple fucking having a CTE moment.
Oh boy. Yeah, he might have gotten hit a couple times in the noggin.
All right, let's go. And everybody's still hissing.
Yep. Oh boy.
He was touched. He's no good Alabama fan.
Line.
And they're like saying, you can do it, man. They're like encouraging him. It's like, you know what? Dude, if I was that guy, I'd be like, I'm just going to get out of here, guys. Go Aggies or yearbooks. Because like this dude's like, and then he like fucking froze. Dude, can you imagine?
Trevor might be a little
touched.
Yeah.
A little touched. We'll see.
He has his name on his pants.
All of them do.
I know.
Texas Aggies beat the hell out of
Oh no.
Alabama.
Oh, dude.
You know these four dickheads rehearsed this for like fucking a week straight.
The dance worked. They had the fucking. Well, I mean, it didn't work, but they had the at least some kind of the choreography, the fucking Prince thing. But like,
oh man,
like this is the only thing I can feel.
We shouldn't let Trevor. I told you we shouldn't let Trevor have the microphone.
Fucking Wrecking Crew Trevor.
It's wrecking everything.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, I thought we agreed that when we put our names in the hat, we wouldn't put his name in there because he can't remember shit. This guy's got fucking problems.
Fucking should have let Howdy Nathan do it.
Where's Howdy Nathan when you need him? Well, the only part of this that I feel kind of bad about is like, so fun fact, knowledge for you if you didn't know this. So I'm like 3/4 of the way of putting together like a good 5 minutes I could do on stage. I'm going to go do like socials. Right. This is why I don't want to do it because I don't want to be Wrecking Crew Trevor. I don't want to go up there and be like,
I'm going to be in the crowd like,
exactly. So like this is what I'm saying.
Fuck this.
So I feel bad because not only
and you'll bail.
he goes 30 seconds in and then fails, and then he like gets back on track and like, and then he fails again.
It's like the gears are like not catching.
The oil is not getting into the right gears here. So
he kept seeing 41 and 38 everywhere he went. So he decided he was going to go see Old Rock, the Good Egg.
What? Old Rock, the Good Egg? I don't. What? I'm so confused.
So is he. Oh no! Did you see what happened there?
Yeah.
He was like, Rod or whatever his name is, the Good Egg, which I guess is like a thing. And actually, I'll be honest with you, I did go and like say, what the fuck is this? I went and saw another one where they were talking about Appalachian State, which also had maybe some of the worst attempts at humor I've ever seen. And they talked about a good egg person again.
Okay.
So there's an egg. Now, so far, what I understand about the Aggies is that they are represented by farmers, yearbooks, and eggs.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
And Howdy Nathan.
Howdy Nathan and Wrecking Crew Trevor. And 12th man, whatever his name is.
Good Bull Kip.
Oh, wait.
He kept seeing 41 and 38 and he was getting annoyed because every time he saw it, he thought he was cursed.
Oh,
So
This is the worst story I've ever heard in my life.
And I'm going to help you out.
all right. So he's basically
I
he's-
can't take
he's-
much more of this.
he is bombed the entire time.
yeah.
He's done nothing right.
Right.
And he's still like, I'm a fucking
Yeah,
cut me, Mick. He's still in
fighting
there.
the-
I don't know why. Like,
right.
this is so dumb. Just end it.
I don't know what the I've lost the
So
story.
he went ahead, and after about 24 minutes,
Dude, just top that.
that Alabama fan was right. And that he was actually cursed, and unfortunately, he was going to die.
That got dark. What the fuck, dude? All right,
Keep
Trevor
going.
will come back.
Keep going.
With the shocked look on his face, that Alabama
Oh.
fan wiped a tear from his face
Oh.
and accepted the fate.
So he's like, face, the tears, death.
Tears, fears.
Since I'm going to die, can you at least tell me when? And that's when Old Rock said, with a shocked look on his face,
Oh, God.
as he shut his eyes,
Why?
took a deep breath, looked out,
Why do you keep...
looked back at that Bama fan, and said, well, if my readings are right,
Ugh,
it appears that you're going to die
Jesus Christ.
between the ages of 41 and 38. And that's exactly what the Nash ever 11.
Look, he's doing the top hats.
This is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Bama barely beat TCU. Texas A&M, Bama can't beat the power of the 12.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Texas A&M, roll to roll. We're going to fight Texas A&M class of 2024. Hell, out of Alabama.
Wow.
Back to sucking the dick.
What the hell was that? That was one of the worst.
Worst things you've ever seen in your life?
That was. I mean, I've been in. I mean, you and I grew up in. We had a performing arts center in our
Yes.
high school.
Yep.
I actually went to Montclair with the ambition to study theater.
Yep.
And that's one of the worst performances of theater I've ever seen in my entire
Dude,
life.
he could have cut the whole painted picture out about how he's closing his eyes and he's grabbing his head. An egg
See,
fortune
I
teller.
need way more information to be able to understand, first of all, what the fuck any of that was about. No, I got none of it.
Dude,
But how it relates to football,
it makes...
outside of
So
them,
wait,
them
this-
wanting really badly
okay.
to beat Alabama.
So let's unpack this a teeny bit. All they were trying to do was to fire up their fan base.
Right.
So they go to the game and
the
be
15
excited
people
about
that
it.
showed up in front of
the Mexican restaurant.
Chuy's restaurant.
And you can see in the background the great part is like I'll put a picture up of people just getting served and like a bored waiter like looking out there like
They
what
got
the
served?
fuck?
Like,
Yeah.
they got
Yeah, they did. They got served all right. Dance. Dude, he was like, but he like whoever wrote that story. I hope you get cancer. I swear to God. Like if it was Wrecking Crew Trevor, leukemia, whatever, man, just fucking die. He's like, so the Alabama fan was cursed. And the egg person said that he was L. Ron Hubbard, the egg, said that you're going to
Thetans.
He said that
defeat.
He's like, I looked into your future and you're going to die. And then he's like, but when am I going to die? And I'm going to somehow shoehorn the score 41-38 in here. Bad news. They lost 24-20. The number 3 Alabama Crimson Tide, a good football team, beat the shit out of you 24-20. Hiss all you want.
All in the background with fucking Howdy Nathan and fucking Good Bull Kip.
Can you imagine if you have to put your name overalls on? Oh my God, how embarrassing. That's like the asshole
that has pledge written all over it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were like, listen, you gotta put these on and you don't get to practice this story. You just have to go out there and try to remember
stand out in front of this fucking in front of this fucking ground round.
Listen,
and fucking tells the worst story ever.
Popcorn's on the floor. Peanut shells. That was so like this is I don't get this is again and in conclusion.
Yeah.
This is why I guess
college football's weird, man.
Yeah.
I went to a Penn State Michigan game. The night before, went to bed at 3:00 in the morning.
Okay.
Woke up at like 7 a.m., started drinking again, walked like a mile in the fucking snow to the stadium where there was, this is in Beaver Stadium, Penn State, where there was 100,000 people.
Jesus Christ.
And it snowed like a foot the night before. So it was snowball fights in the stands.
Oh my God.
It was fucking crazy. They threw fucking snowballs at everybody. Threw snowballs at Jopa that bad, and then they threw snowballs at,
man.
I mean, he probably deserved it.
Yeah,
but not in retrospect.
Yeah, it's like, you fucking turned a blind eye to rape.
throw one at Sandusky.
Kill him.
I mean, they were like throwing snowballs at the fucking, like, pick the cheerleaders up and they're like, but there was all these weird fucking rituals and stuff that they do before the games to bring good luck, and they
Well,
they
like I
have,
said,
we have weird trophies, and they're always rubbing fucking good luck stones, and the play like a champion today sign when Notre Dame comes out of the locker room and all
slap
saw
it.
that.
Well,
Man,
I mean, like, I'm okay with slapping a sign,
tradition.
but you doing a weird Egyptian dance and then fucking
Singing.
prisoner squats and then butchering the worst story that we've collectively ever heard.
Literally rehearsing your lines out loud in your head.
He's like, dude, he went back 2, maybe 3 times. It was like, Alabama, and he did it out loud. Use your inside voice. That's your inside voice that's supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be like,
he doesn't know.
no, he's like,
All right.
He's fucking, he probably has Tourette's. He's slapping his arms. He's fucking, Jesus.
Oh man! All right, we've spent enough time on fucking Wrecking Crew Trevor. Let's get into something more fun.
The draft. This was actually your idea.
Yeah,
Because it's Halloween time.
It is.
Yes.
probably should have done this a while ago. I'm surprised we hadn't.
I'm glad we didn't because we get to do it now.
We always try to do in the seasons that we are in. We always try to do a themed draft or a themed scenario or something around the time of year that we're in. Currently, we are a couple weeks away from Halloween.
Just a couple.
So we thought.
So when you get this episode, it'll be somewhere around Christmas.
Thanksgiving.
Thanks, yeah. Exactly. 'Tis the season.
We'll be like, Happy New Year. The best Treehouse of Horror segments from the Simpsons. Now, this isn't full episodes.
This is just the
This is segments within those episodes.
I have so fucking many.
Well, because the Simpsons were on for 30 fucking years.
I know.
So and there was like 3 segments per episode. So
Right.
do the math. It's like fucking 90 of them. It's fucking at least.
So I believe
I don't remember who drafted first last.
you did.
I did. Okay, so you get the first pick. Fuck, that sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I don't like it.
I do.
I don't.
It's between
I
two.
don't like
Yeah.
Don't
Like it.
all right, line. All right.
He's like, don't like. Don't like.
All right.
All right.
This
This is
incredible.
This is not. This is
position.
no. I don't know because I literally
I
could
got
pick.
two. I got 2 in a row after this.
I've got
so.
3 or 4 that I could take.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. I'm really worried you're going to take
Did
the
you
one that I
find
want.
one that you were like, all right, this is a clear number 1 for me? Like, it was,
No, because there was 2 that I had that were clear number 1s for me.
Right.
And this is where I'm like, I don't know which one I want to take because they're both so good. I know you're going to take the one I don't take. I'm so mad. Fuck!
All right. So, but you got
All right.
you got your number 1, which may be your number 2 or 3.
All right, fine. I have to because I can't
All right.
live with you having this one.
Okay.
Clown Without Pity.
Yep. Would have absolutely been picked.
Dude, it's so fantastic. So Homer forgets Bart's birthday gift and goes to a House of Evil retail store. And there's
It
like
was
this,
basically a play on Gremlin, the guy,
like
the old man
Gremlins,
from
yeah.
Gremlins.
So it's got the dude with the beard,
Yeah.
right? And so he's looking to buy. So he's like, I need to buy something for my because he forgot to buy. Like Grandpa Simpson gets him a box of money. And he's like, I'm not going to use it. He's like, but if the government misses 1 payment, you'll hear about it. So
go ahead.
So Homer buys one of the things that was on the shelf amongst all kinds of other knickknacks was a Krusty doll.
Yeah.
And Bart loves Krusty. But it's a cursed Krusty doll, which
The guy's
comes
like-
with Frogurt, which is also cursed. That had toppings that had potassium benzene in it.
He's about to say,
And
is that
then Homer's
bad?
he's like, that's bad.
He's like, can I go now?
So can I leave? So the doll, so it's like one of the pull string things.
Yeah.
When you pull it, it says things. And it's supposed to say things like, I love you or whatever. But instead it's like, I'm going to kill you. And
I was like, stupid doll.
Yeah, stupid doll. So the entire episode is the cursed Krusty doll trying to
murder
kill Homer.
Yeah.
Until the end in which because they called the number on the back of the box and
was
found out all they needed to
Steve.
do was switch it from evil to good. And then it became a Krusty slave. And then he ends up, didn't Krusty end up like...
And he was like living in like the Barbie house.
with Barbie. He's like, I had to rub Homer's corns today. But it makes it all worthwhile if I'm coming home to you.
My favorite line in that episode is when they finally realize that the doll's actually trying to kill him, and he's like the doll's like choking him from behind.
Yeah.
And he's like help. He's like the doll's trying to kill me, and the toaster's been laughing at me.
Dude, I like the part when Homer was about to get killed in the shower by the Krusty doll. He had a knife, and he ran out naked, and Patty and Selma were out there. And they're like, "Well, I'm off men for another like 3 years."
I like too when Grandpa was like, "That doll is evil. I tells you, evil!" And they're like, "Grandpa, you said that about all the presents." He's like, "I just want attention."
Yeah. All right. So, fuck, man, that really sucks that you're gonna take. I know you're taking. I know one you're definitely taking. Go ahead.
I had like top 4, and I was like, I want all 4 of these, but I didn't get Clown Without Pity, which was one of the 4. So I do get my first one, which is called The Devil and Homer Simpson, which is Treehouse of Horror 4, season 5, 1993.
Dude, that one is so fucking funny.
Homer sells his soul for a donut.
Because he goes, so at the very beginning of the episode, if I remember correctly, he's having a daydream about a beauty pageant that is just women's legs that are made of donut. And they're just like strutting on the fucking walkway. And then all of a sudden he realizes like, oh, I want a donut. Yeah. And he looks in the box and there's no donut.
Yep.
And then he goes back into like his station in Springfield.
His stashes.
And he's like, I have to look at my training manual for this. And in there it's like cut out. And it says,
I owe you
Dear Homer, I owe you one emergency donut, signed Homer.
Yep.
He's like, ah!
So Homer sells his soul for a donut, and Ned Flanders shows up as the fucking devil.
He's like, it's the person that you least suspect. It's always the person you least suspect.
So he basically says that if he gives him the donut, Homer owes him his soul. So in a stroke of genius, Homer realizes that if he doesn't eat the whole donut, he doesn't have to give up his soul. And the devil Ned's pissed. So the entire episode is just Ned trying to trick him into convincing him to eat the donut.
And he's like, ha, 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 ha. Like,
I'm smarter than the devil.
He's like, no, you're not smarter than the devil.
So eventually Homer does consume it. And he basically he has to go to trial for his soul.
Right.
And there's like the fucking 76 the Philadelphia Flyers and Richard Nixon and then like Blackbeard the Pirate are on the jury. Anyway, it's the jury of the damned, and they have to determine who truly owns Homer's soul.
Before you go there, one of my favorite parts is, so when he finally eats the rest of the donut, he's like in a Homer like Hunger Days, and he rolls into his kitchen, and inside of the refrigerator, there's a plate, and on it has like 5 little pieces. Homer's soul donut. And he's like, forbidden donut. He's like, nah.
Well, he also gets sent to hell, and you're like, you love donuts. How about you eat all the donuts?
And then he continues. Dude, the best is, so the demon's like, what the fuck is going on? He just keeps on eating. More.
It's just one of the best.
Dude, it's so fucking funny.
It determines that Marge actually owns his soul. He pledged it to her.
He's like, oh god. The best part is that he had a very Flanders like reaction. He's like, oh dagnabbit.
Well, I like when the Mr. Burns saw the devil at the power plant.
He's like, oh, who is that?
He's like, goat-legged fellow. He's like, I like the cut of his jib.
It's like your 3:30.
He's like, Prince of Darkness, sir. He's your 11 o'clock. So good. All right. So I got that one. And my second pick, oh man, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna do it. The Shinning.
Oh, god damn it! That was the second one of my. I was hoping maybe you'd skip over it.
Treehouse of Horror 5, season 6, 1994.
So fucking funny. No beer and no TV make Homer something. Go crazy.
Don't mind if I do.
Dude, that episode is so fucking funny.
It's just a parody on The Shining. And you know, basically, the whole episode, the whole segment is amazing. When they're leaving in the beginning, and they like keep forgetting shit, and they just keep flashing.
Homer, did you remember to turn off the stove?
It's like, did you remember Grandpa?
It's like,
Oh, and they get there and it's fucking for some reason Mr. Burns fucking cuts the power because he wants them to like work in the hotel.
Right.
Cuts the power and gets
the
rid of
cable
all the
TV
alcohol.
and all that stuff.
Yeah. So so they discover that Bart has the shinning, which allows him to communicate mentally with Willie. Who's groundskeeper Willie.
He's like, use your shitting if you need me.
He's like, but don't think of it either. 3, 4, 5. That's Willie's time.
That's right.
It's such a good fucking episode. Plus, Willie gets a fucking
An axe in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they find the mini TV.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's like,
Finally,
that's all Baskin TV's warming glow.
And they sit there and they freeze to death in the fucking in the maze, just like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a good fucking episode. Segment. I mean, cuts cable, removes the fucking he goes to Ghost Mo, the bartender.
Oh right, he's like,
he's like,
kill your family, kitty.
He's like, why do I have to kill my family? It's like.
He's like, do you want to be it? They're all outside.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so fucking good.
Oh, it's the best.
All right,
damn,
so you're on for 2.
I missed that one, but I get 2 that I really, really wanted.
Right.
Oh, wait, because I have to think about so the one I definitely have to take because it's one of my favorite episodes or favorite segments ever in any Simpsons anything. Night of the Dolphin.
Oh, when the walking,
yeah, Lisa saves the king of the dolphins from Willie style, and then the dolphins take back the land. Like, dude, fucking Chief Wiggum's like bottlenose bruises, blowhole burns, flipper prints. This looks like the work of rowdy teens. It's like, Lou, cancel the prom. And it's got one of my favorite lines in any episode ever, which is when Lenny was in the ocean. And he's like, alcohol and night swimming. It's a winning combination. He's like, oh no, sharks. He's like,
dolphin.
The predators of the sea. And he's like, oh, it's dolphins, the clowns of the sea. Dude, that
they
episode,
fucking kill him.
Then they try to fight back against the dolphins.
Yep.
And they get fucking pushed into the ocean.
Yep.
I love that episode. It's one of my favorites of all time.
It's really fucking good. It was definitely on my list.
Okay, so it's between 2. I feel like you will take this one if I don't. But you're definitely going to take the other one if I don't.
Probably.
No, there's almost a guarantee. I just got to think about whether or not I'm willing to give it up. All right, I'm going to... Okay, I'm going to... shit. I feel like, oh man, you're going to take the 2 that I...
just...
All right, fine. I'm going to do Citizen Kang.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't coming back to you.
I didn't think so. So Kang and Kodos, the aliens of the Simpsons, abduct Homer while he's fishing.
Treehouse Horror 7, Season 8, 1996.
And so they say, hey, they're like, do you want to probe me? And he like pulls his pants down. They're like, no, we're good. He's like, well, take us to your leader. He's like, well, it's kind of hard because it was like right in the middle of election season. Yeah, Bill Clinton and Bob Dole. So they basically Kang and Kodos kidnap the president and Bob Dole.
Yes.
And then they
assume their identities.
Yeah. Dude, it's so fucking funny.
There's so many great lines.
There's so many great lines in that. When he's like, abortions for some.
Abortions for all. Abortions for none.
Boo. Abortions for all. Boo. Abortions for some. Miniature American flags for others.
This was 1996, so how poignant that is.
I mean, like it's an amazing foreshadowing in The Simpsons is like it happens all the time, but it's like
don't blame me. I voted for Kodos.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, they were like holding hands because they were exchanging protein strains. That's how they explained it. We're exchanging. You tell us another way to exchange protein strains.
Twirling towards freedom.
Dude, it's so funny.
How about when fucking Homer accidentally ejects the real Bob Dole and Bill Clinton into space?
Right, he tried to save them, but he failed. Dude, that episode is so goddamn funny. All right, so
I'm looking forward to an orderly election tomorrow, which will eliminate the need for a violent bloodbath.
Well, I think when he was Bob Dole, he's like, it does not matter who you vote for. It's all going. Your planet's doomed. Doomed.
What are you going to vote for? A third party?
Marge is like, that's Slick Willie for you. Always with the sweet talk.
All right. So
I've got Clown Without Pity, Night of the Dolphin, and Citizen Kang. I'm not unhappy about that. You have the Shinning, and you have two more.
And I have the Devil and Homer Simpson.
And Homer Simpson,
All right,
yes.
so I'm on
Shinning
for
and
two.
Devil with Homer Simpson.
All
yes.
right, so one for sure is Nightmare on Evergreen
God damn it,
Terrace.
that was the other one. That was the other one. That was the one I was going back and forth between.
Treehouse of Horror 6, Season
That's-
7, 1995.
Dude.
Fucking Groundskeeper Willie is basically fucking Freddy Krueger. Yeah.
Dude, the funny part is how it all happened. So they come in from, they're going to a PTA meeting in the school.
In the snow. The calendars. This is
Smart.
Stupid
Smart weather. So Homer's cold, and he sees, it says...
do not touch Willie.
Do not touch Willie. I won't touch Willie. And he turns the heat up, and Willie's in the boiler. And he turns on fire. So he goes into the PTA meeting, and they were like, and Willie's like, ah! And he's like, and they're like, Willie, wait your turn. Mr. Van Houten has the floor. He's like, I think that you guys should start telling us what's on the menu at school.
I don't like the idea of Millhouse
having two spaghetti dinners.
He's sitting in the chair burning alive. Oh, dude. And then like all the like he fucks like Nelson finishes his fucking test real fast, so the teacher tells him to put his head down on his desk, and he falls asleep and dies.
Martin.
I mean, and then they're like wheeling him out, and like the sheet falls off, and the kids are like, ah! And they're like, get him out of here, and he's like, no, not into the preschool classes.
They didn't put the sheet back on and just rolled another. Dude, one of the funniest parts of that episode is, or that segment, I should say, is
so
when at the very end, because they thought they had killed him, much like It in the first It, right? Or much like Freddy Krueger in every Freddy Krueger. And he shows back up.
On
it's
the
just
bus.
him. And he's like, no. He came off the bus, and he was like, I'm gonna get you. And then the bus starts. He was like, oh no, my gun was on that bus.
And he starts running after it. Playing the Benny Hill music.
Dude, fucking funny.
So good. All right. And then my next pick is called Time and Punishment. Treehouse of Horror 5, Season 6, 1994.
So funny.
So Homer travels through time using a toaster.
Yeah, he broke the toaster.
Yes.
And then he's like, oh, this should be easy to fix. And like most things, like he just grabs things from the nuclear power plant and then tries to rebuild the toaster.
A fucking battery, basically, or a fucking nuclear carbon rod or whatever it is, puts it in the fucking toaster, and then
he
fucking time travels.
And he's like, oh, let's give this for a test toast. And then he's like, and then goes back in time, and he's like, just remember the advice your father gave you on your wedding day. He's like, if you ever go back in time, don't step on anything. The consequences could be dire.
Yeah. He's like, even the tiniest change could alter the future in ways you couldn't imagine.
And then a bug flies by me. He's like, you die now.
Stupid bug, you go squish now. Oh man. And then he fucking like, he keeps going back, and he's like, he snaps out, and he's just like fucking stomping on fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah, he's like punching
I wish I hadn't killed that fish.
Oh, and he's backing up slowly, and he's like waiting on him.
Oh, dude, it's such a fucking great episode.
So fucking
and then just
funny.
like they flashback the Flintstone. He's trying to put every time he fucks something up, he goes back
in time.
He comes back to his time, and shit's all fucked up.
Right.
Like they're fucking the Flintstones, or there's he said there's no donuts.
Oh,
and
wait,
he's
right.
like, he freaks out.
It starts raining donuts.
And then they finally gets back. He's like, good enough. Like the kids are like have lizard tongues. Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
All right. So my team is the Devil and Homer Simpson,
The Shinning,
Nightmare on Evergreen Terrace, and Time and Punishment.
Right, and I've got
All right.
Climb of That Pity, Night of the Dolphin, and Citizen Kang. So
you're on for your last two.
All right.
In case you're wondering, it's 3-0 at halftime. Washington. It's fucking garbage. Thursday night games.
I'm gonna go with a older one.
Okay.
Nightmare Cafeteria.
Oh yeah, that's a great one,
dude. It's an older one, but it's so fucking funny because this is the one where budget cuts hit Springfield Elementary, and it forces lunch Lady Doris to use grade F meat. It was a circus animal, mostly filler. And then it was like, they're like, man, they're like, but we've got so Principal Skinner had like all these kids in detention. And he's like, if there's only a way for us to solve both problems. And then Lunch Lady Doris gets tripped by Jimbo and pours like soup stuff on him. And then Principal Skinner was grabbing him. He's like,
tease.
It's So they make sloppy Jimbos
Sloppy
and Uderbraten.
Remember in detention, the kids were like all pressed up against the window because they kept giving all the kids detention.
Right, and they like, let's check on the free range children. And they're like running outside.
But the one kid that like throws up all the time, is super
Wendell.
pale. He's like pencil
His
just
pencil
falls off his
desk.
desk.
She's like, detention. They're all the teachers are all fat because they were eating all the kids. Dude, it's fucking funny.
Remember fucking Millhouse dies?
Oh yeah,
they're like, oh, glad we got out of Millhouse. Like falls backwards into like a giant
blender. Dude, Martin's in a cage and he's like, stop moving around. You're getting all stringy.
Oh man, all
dude,
right,
so funny.
All right, your last pick.
There's like I'm gonna have a lot of honorable mentions. I'm just warning you ahead of time. Okay. No. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna go this one.
Do it.
The Thing and I.
The Thing and I.
Bart has a twin brother named Hugo.
Oh yeah. I didn't have it on my list though.
That's crazy. It's the hideous ones that lose all fish heads. And so the best.
It's a great one. It didn't make my top 10.
Dude, that's so funny because he was like, so in the attic there's a bunch of noise,
right? And
then the kids, while Homer and Marge were out for a walk in the rain for some reason. Are like, let's go check the attic, and they see like these two dangling like manacles like hanging on the wall, and it turns out that when they get back, they're like, Mom and Dad, we heard something in the attic, and they're like, she's like, oh, he's like, I'm very disappointed and horrified. So apparently Hugo was the twin brother of Bart.
Yeah,
they were Siamese twins, separated at birth. They got a scar.
Yeah, evil twin,
and he's supposed to be the evil twin. So fast forward to
Hugo escaping.
Hugo escapes, and they find out that Hugo was not, in fact, the evil twin. Bart was the evil twin, which is a surprise to nobody.
My favorite part of that episode is how they capture Hugo. When Doug Hibbert pretends to hold up a mirror.
He's like, you've never even seen your face happen. He's like, bam! Punches him right in his fucking head.
Oh man!
All right, so my final team is Clown Without Pity.
Yep.
Night of the Dolphin, Citizen King. Nightmare Cafeteria and The Thing and I. I'm very happy with that team.
Right,
so you got
Devil and Homer Simpson, Nightmare on
Evergreen Terrace,
The Shinning, Time and Punishment,
and Homer vs. the Devil.
And what?
Homer vs. the Devil. Homer vs. the Devil, the first one you picked?
The Devil and Homer Simpson. Yes, correct. Yeah. Sorry. All right. So honorable mentions.
No.
Wait.
You have one more, dude.
I just thought kind of
1, 2,
Time and
3,
Punishment.
4. You don't have. You need a fifth one. I went first.
Punishment, The Shinning, Clown Without Pity, Nightmare.
No, Clown Without Pity is mine, not yours, dummy.
All right, so Devil, Homer Simpson, Nightmare on Evergreen Terrace, The Shinning, Time and Punishment. All right, so I do have one more.
Uno mas.
All right, so I'm between two. Fuck.
I mean, the good and the bad of this is that there's so many good ones, you really can't go wrong. There's one that I'm like now thinking, I should have picked that one.
This is an older one, but it's a great one. Terror at 5.5 Feet, Treehouse of Horror 4, season 5, 1993.
So funny.
So a gremlin is slowly tearing apart the Springfield Elementary bus, and Bart cries wolf the morning after dreaming about dying in a bus crash, but nobody believes him. It's so great.
It's so funny.
That
it's a throwback to a very not only a very old episode of this one, but the episode or the movie. So you had Shatner in the episode, and you had John Lithgow in the movie.
Right. There's a man on the wing of this plane.
On the plane. Yeah.
So but it's perfect, and like one of my favorite parts of it is they're on the bus, and Milhouse has Krusty trading cards. He's like, hey Bart, look, Krusty trading cards, the long-awaited 8th series. Krusty visits relatives in Annapolis, Maryland. Krusty poses for trading card photo. It's like he seems to be running a little low on ideas. But the whole thing is basically Bart sees this gremlin ripping apart the bus, and he's like trying to tell everybody, and nobody's listening. Another favorite part of that episode for me is when he's like, Otto, there's a gremlin on the side of the bus. And he's like, I got it. And it's a mole man
in an actual car, a gremlin. He's like, yeah! And he's like, oh no! And the car blows up, dude. That's so funny. Mole man is constantly getting fucked up.
So it was between that one.
Jeez.
Hey, Jim.
Sorry now. Sorry, mole man.
Scary clown. So it was between that one and I Know What You Italy Did.
The werewolf one?
Yeah, Werewolf
hey,
Flanders.
Hey, Marge, you hear me zing the wolf? He said, I asked for the news, not the weather, phony.
Werewolf Flanders.
Hey, did you hear me zing the wolf?
He was out for one of his fog walks. Remember Homer was singing that song. He's like, yes, I forgot to put the fog lights in.
Sugar Crisp. Dude, so funny.
Yeah, so it's basically a take on I Know What You Did Last Summer.
All right, I have a billion fucking...
Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp.
All right, so...
Nettie, where have you been? Hi, Maud. Remember he's like animating the Flanders chorus?
Diddly.
I've been having fun with my pal Homer. Diddly. Relax, I'm fine, but when I do die, I don't want any autopsy.
He's like, uh-oh, I'm falling off the roof.
He's like,
he's off the roof. So Homer hits him with a car, and he didn't he thought he was just dead.
Yeah, and it turned out to be
So then it turned into like an "I Know What You Did Last Summer" thing, right? Yeah. So like they said, "I know what you did," whatever. Did they say last summer?
It just said, "I know what you did."
Whatever.
All over their house.
Yeah, all over their house, and so they're like running away, and then Ned comes, and we find out that he's actually a werewolf.
Yeah.
All right, so one that I'm glad I'm sad that I didn't take it, but I'm glad that you didn't. Was Desperately Zeking Xena, the one where cartoon dude was cartoon guy was
cartoon guy. Comic book guy.
Sorry. Cartoon guy.
Cartoon guy.
Comic book guy.
That?
I don't know.
Little known Simpsons character, cartoon guy.
Comic book guy was the collector. And Bart and Lisa got superpowers. Stretch Dude and Clobber Girl.
Stretch Dude and Clobber Girl.
Dude, she tricks fucking so the collector
Xena could fly.
He's putting Xena in Mylar pouch and a Mylar pouch with next to Yasmin Bleak.
Oh, it's so good.
That's so funny.
The next one I had on my list was the Omega Man. Where, the fucking the French nuke Springfield because the mayor keeps calling them frogs. And Homer was in somebody he went in the sample shelter and ate all the fucking canned goods and he came out and everybody was dead.
Yeah.
Remember he's driving. He's like laying on the horn. He gets out. And he's like, maybe some friendly punching will move your ass.
Right, because he's stuck in
his dad's corpse.
Yeah, it's like all traffic. Like all these cars are parked and everyone's dead. And he literally evaporates Millhouse's dad's head.
He's like punches his head off. What else do you have?
I had the Terror of Tiny Toon. So once again,
is that when they go into
they like jam the plutonium batteries into the remote and then end up in Itchy and Scratchy?
Yeah, it's a great one.
Why are you laughing at my pain?
That's a fantastic one,
dude. So funny.
And they just fucking almost get killed the entire time. The next one I had on my list was it's a really old one, but there's one of my favorite moments of any of the Treehouse of Horrors is King Homer. King Kong. When what's the little actress from back in the fucking
Shirley Temple?
Yeah, Shirley Temple was like on the stage
dancing.
Good shit.
and then King Homer's like, and he's like,
and she stops and screams at him,
and he's like, He just fucking eats her.
Oh man! And then Lenny has one of my favorite lines too. He's like, hey, I heard we're going to Ape Island. Yeah, to capture a giant ape. I wish we were going to Candy Apple Island. Candy Apple Island. What do they got there? Apes, but they're not so big. So fucking good. He just fucking eats Shirley Temple.
Dude, it's so funny.
Hey Homer, stop eating me.
It's along the same lines. I had Married to the Blob, where Homer eats the space marshmallow, the glowing space marshmallow, and turns him into the blob. And he's just going around eating. He goes to Oktoberfest, he's like, ooh, beer battered Germans. And he's just like, us. He's eating everybody. Dude, he went up to the beach and they were having a barbecue sauce fight, and then one of the teens fell into a fire. He's like, "Oh, my juices are all getting sealed in." And he's like, "Ah." Dude, so fucking funny. And then there was a Sir Mix-a-Lot remake song in there is about eating people. It's very funny.
Oh, dude. I had two more on my list.
All right. Good.
So the first one was another old one, Bart Simpson's Dracula.
Oh yes, that was on there.
Where
I had that.
Mr. Burns bites Bart, and fucking Lisa swears to kill the head vampire. But it's awesome. It's such
a
an
good
awesome
one because it's like Dracula, and the best part about that one was when they're in Mr. Burns' castle, and
super happy fun slide.
He's like, "When am I ever going to be back here again?" And he hits it and it slides right down into the vampire's jaws.
Oh man, I love what Homer's like. He's like, the only way to get Bart back is to kill the head vampire, Mr. Burns? Killing my boss? Do I dare live out the American dream? And then he hammers the fucking stake into his crotch.
That's right. All right, I had a few more. So I had, and I'll
knock
go through
out
them quick.
two in that because I have one. I have one more.
So I had the Island of Dr. Hibbert, where they all the people in Springfield got turned into animals.
Oh yeah, yep.
Marge turned into a panther, and then Homer's he's like all the people, the entire town was turned into something else. Yeah. And Mr. Burns was a fox hanging around his neck, and he's like, and Homer's like, it's like, what are you guys? Why are you doing this? He's like, all you're gonna do is sit around and eat and mate and eat some more and mate. He's like, where do I sign up? And then he turns into a walrus. He's fucking great. And the other one I had that is a oldie but a goodie, Hungry Are the Damned. It was another Kang and Kodos one where they.
Oh yeah, it was
they were in the backyard,
the second one, one of the second ones.
Yeah, that's second one. They first of all, they're trying to tractor beam Homer into the spacecraft, and they have to use two because they're pulling it down. And then they go in there and they're trying to they were oh, we want to feed you.
Yeah.
And they're giving them all the best food that they've ever, their favorite foods and stuff like that.
Lisa thought they were trying to eat them.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Dude, that was funny because he was you made he was Lordos the preparer upset. It's I worked so hard on this banquet. Simpsons, we could have given you experiences you would never forget.
My last one was Attack of the 50-Foot Eyesores.
Yes.
Treehouse of Horror 6, season 7.
Just don't look.
Yeah.
Just don't look.
He steals Lard Lad's giant metallic donut.
Dude, I love it.
I like when Lard Lad shows up to his house.
He's in the head down like that.
He's in the donut. He's like, oh, look for your giant donut. He's like,
Flanders has it.
Go kill him.
He's like,
smashes his house.
Fucks Flanders' house up.
Oh,
all right, so I had just a couple more I'll go through real fast. I had the Ned Zone, where Ned Flanders was the dead zone, where Ned Flanders was has premonitions of people's death.
Oh,
and he was gonna kill Homer, shoot him.
Yeah,
because he was gonna blow up the town.
That's a good one.
I had Life's a Glitch and Then You Die, which is the Y2K one, where Homer was the Y2K safety inspector and he forgot to do anything. So dude, the best part of that was when for whatever reason Krusty's pacemaker made him flutter like a fucking hummingbird. I had what was the other one? Hold on a second. Oh, and then It's a Grand Pumpkin Millhouse.
Oh yeah, that's a relatively newer one. That's season 20 or something like that.
Right. So that was the one where Millhouse. It's a Charlie Brown thing. It's the Great Pumpkin, and he thinks that the Grand Pumpkin's real and nobody else does. Yeah. So then the Grand Pumpkin, he's sitting in a pumpkin patch. And he's all sad because everyone else is at the Halloween dance. Yeah. And he's just sitting there, and then he cries, and then he's and then the pumpkin comes to life. He's like, Millhouse, your belief in me made me come to life. And he's like, awesome. He's like, would you like some pumpkin bread? He's like, bread made specifically for pumpkins. This is awesome. He's like, no, it's made out of pumpkins. After you ate it, he's like, ah! He starts going up, and he's like, revenge. And he starts fucking everybody up.
Starts killing everybody.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. Oh my god. Man. So anyway, yeah, there's we could do a billion of those. Those are so funny. So but dude, great episode.
Enjoy your hauntings. Don't date people with Hitler mustaches on their fingers,
or Sam Hain,
or get don't get tricked into moving.
It happens to people sometimes, I've heard.
Good evening.
Bye.
It's up in your zone.
Bring that shit in.